Hi guys, welcome to Royal Logos. It's my pleasure to have you here and I really hope that you all are doing well. In today's video, I will demonstrate you that how can we extract a logo design from very start to the very finish. I will demonstrate you with the easiest and to the point steps. And for the purpose of ease, I have divided this video into different steps. First of all, we will go through the client's brief. Then we will work on the mind mapping process and extract the most important key points to design our logo. Then in the third step, we will continue with the rough sketching process. And in the next step, we will discuss about the rough sketches and decide that which one is a better option. And in the final step, we will digitize our sketch in Adobe Illustrator. So without wasting any time, let's continue with the brief that we received from the client. So this is a short questionnaire that I sent to the client. And first of all, it's about the name of the logo, which is Power West. And the second question is about their key services that they are providing to the clients. And the client says that the Power West is an investment platform for sustainable energy projects. We are creating a platform where financial institutions and individual investors can find sustainable energy projects to invest in. We will essentially be raising money from investors and investing the money in clean and sustainable energy projects. Critically, we see ourselves as a fintech company because we plan to digitize the investment process and tokenize the proceeds from the projects that we invest in. So now the major points that I extracted from this brief. First of all, it's the name of the business, or you can say the name of the logo, which is Power West. And the second important point is about investment, that this is an investment platform. And the third and the most important point is that this platform is for sustainable energy projects. And the fourth one is about the investors, which are financial institutions and individual investors. And the last point is that they are going to digitize the investment process. Now these are the important points that I extracted from this brief. Now let's continue with the third question, which is about colors. And the client says that we want the color to be predominantly blue. These three are the most important questions regarding to the logo design process. There are several other questions. You can study them from downloading this questionnaire from the link given in the description. Now let's continue with the next step of our logo design process, which is mind mapping. Now we are going to proceed with the mind mapping process. We will write the most important points to design our logo for Power West. The first and the simplest point to design our logo is a letter mark. And the second point that we extracted from the brief is that this is an investment platform. And the third and the most important point is that this platform is for sustainable energy projects. For the letter mark, we can either use the initial letter P or we can use the combination of letter P and letter V. Now let's continue with the investment. And when I think about the investment, first of all, I think about the profitable investment. We can use a rising arrow to represent the profitable investment. Second, and my personal favorite point to represent investment process is a histogram. This is the most minimalistic and elegant way to represent your investment, or you can say the profitable investment process. And the third point, which I think is not very good to represent the investment process, is a line chart. Now let's continue with the third and the most important point, which is sustainable energy. When I think about sustainability, the first thing that comes in my mind is a leaf. This is the most balanced and minimalistic way to represent the sustainability. But I think that the use of this leaf design is very old school way to represent the sustainability process. Here the power investment is going to digitize the process. That's why we can use a version of the leaf that is more digital, dimensional, or you can say that represents the technological feeling. So for the digital leaf, I'm thinking about this design because this one is very geometric. And the third point that comes into my mind is renewable. Because everything that is sustainable, it means it can be recycled or recovered. And to represent the sustainable, or you can say the renewable source, we can use the arrow marks in opposite direction, like we used in a reversible reaction. Sustainable energy is a modern and a clean way. That's why we can also use a mark that represents the clean technology. Now another important key point that comes into my mind is forever. And to represent this point in a very abstract way, I think that the symbol of infinity provides a very good visual. Windmill is also an effective and important point to represent the sustainable energy source. And if we want to represent only the energy, then we can also use a voltage mark. Now these are the important points that comes into my mind when I think about sustainability. Now let's continue with the rough sketching process. In this process, I will design different sketches by using the combination of these points. We are done with the rough sketching process. And now let's continue with the next step, in which we will discuss these sketches and select the most suitable option. Now this sketch is the combination of a rising arrow and initial letter P. And the next one represents the combination of letter P and V. And this sketch is the combination of a leaf design and initial letter P. Personally, I like this sketch. It's the combination of two elements, infinity and renewable. But the problem is that it lacks the factor of investment. And my second favorite sketch is this one. This one is the combination of two leaves and a voltage mark, which represents that we are extracting the energy from the leaves, which is the best representation of sustainable energy. But again, this sketch lacks one of the most important points, which is investment process. And finally, I think that this is the most suitable design for our logo, because it covers all the important points that are required. This one represents the geometry of the leaf. But when we extend this line, now it represents initial letter P. Now this is the combination of two elements, initial letter P and a leaf design. And then we will incorporate a histogram design in the logo. And now it covers all the 3 points. Initial letter P, then histogram to represent the investment process, and finally the geometry of a digital leaf to represent the sustainable energy. And now we will continue with the next and the final step of this video, which is vectorizing the logo in Adobe Illustrator. In Adobe Illustrator, first of all go to File and select New. Then select the units to pixels and select the width of your page to 1920 and height to 1080 pixel and select OK. Now first of all select the rectangle tool, then left click on the page and set the value of the width to 500 and for the height to 465 pixels and select OK. Now it doesn't need the solid color, so we will cancel it by clicking on this none icon and assign it some stroke color from here, like this red color, and set the value of stroke width to 70 points and press enter. Now select the selection tool Hold down your left mouse button at the shape and drag it at the center of the page like this. Now select the direct selection tool, hold down your left mouse button and drag it over this anchor point, and you can see that a small circular icon is appearing. Simply hold down your left mouse button and drag this icon at the center of the shape like this. Also for this anchor point, again drag this circular icon at the center. Now go to Object, then go to Path and select Outline Stroke. Now again select the rectangle tool, left click on the page, and this time select the value of width to 70 pixels and for the height to 300 pixels and select OK. And to differentiate between the parts, we will assign it some different color like this blue color. Again select the rectangle tool, left click on the page, and this time select the value of width to 55 pixels and select OK. And again to differentiate between the parts, we will assign it some different color like this green color. Now select the selection tool, select all of these parts. Now we will reduce the opacity. Here you can see that the option for the opacity is appearing on the right side of your screen. If this option is not here, then simply go to Windows and select Transparency. And set the value of transparency to 60% and press enter. Now simply minimize the panel from here. Then select this green rectangle and drag it at this intersection point. Now hold down your left mouse button at this rectangle and drag it towards this corner of this green rectangle like this. Now again hold down your left mouse button at this green rectangle and drag it towards the left corner like this. Now simply select this rectangle, go to Edit, select Copy, again go to Edit and select Paste. And now hold down your left mouse button at this duplicated copy and drag it towards the left corner of this green rectangle like this. Again hold down your left mouse button at this green rectangle and drag it towards this corner, go to Edit and select Paste. And again drag this third copy at this corner of this green rectangle like this. Now simply select this green rectangle, then select the rotation tool and select the value of angle to 90 degrees and select OK. Hold down your left mouse button at this green rectangle and drag it towards this corner of the shape. Then select this rectangle and drag it towards the top side of this green rectangle like this. Now select this one and drag it towards the bottom. Again this one and like this. Now again hold down your left mouse button at this green rectangle, which is our reference rectangle, and now drag it towards this corner. Again select this rectangle and drag it towards the bottom up to this point. Now again drag your green rectangle at this corner, select this one and drag it at this point. Again at this corner, select this rectangle and drag it up to this point like this. Now all of our rectangles are properly aligned. Now simply drag this green rectangle at this position, then select this red shape, go to Object, then go to Path and select Offset Path. And set the value of offset to 55 pixels, which is equal to the width of the green rectangle. And select OK. Then right click on the offset shape, go to Arrange and select Bring to Front. And now hold down the Shift key and select this rectangle. Then go to Windows and select Pathfinder. And simply select minus front. Now again select this green rectangle, select the rotate tool, set the value of angle to 90 and select OK. Then select the selection tool and drag this rectangle towards this intersection point. Again hold down the Shift key and simply left click on this red shape and again select minus front. Now select the direct selection tool. Simply drag your mouse cursor over these anchor points and now drag them up to this point. Now select all of these parts, go to Windows and select Transparency and increase its value up to 100% like this. And then in the Pathfinder menu, simply select Unite. Now we will convert our body into grayscale for better visual. So simply change its color to this gray color. Now simply minimize this transparency panel and also this Pathfinder menu. And select the selection tool, and to reduce the size of your shape, simply hold down your left mouse button at this handle and also hold down your shift key and drag it like this. Now simply select the type tool, left click on the page and write the name of your logo, which is Pava West. Now I want to change the font. So simply select these alphabets and write the name of your favorite font, like I want to change to Mont. So simply write Mont and from the list select Mont semi-bold. Now I want to differentiate between the words Pava and West. So now I will simply select this West and from this menu I will select Book. And now you can understand that these two are different words, Pava and West. Now again select the selection tool, and to increase the size, simply hold down your shift key, then your left mouse button at this handle and drag it like this. Now again select the selection tool, drag your logo mark towards the text like this. And now to have a better proportion between the logo mark and the text, we will simply reduce the size of the logo mark. So simply hold down your left mouse button and also shift key and reduce it up to this point. Now we will simply assign the same color to both of these parts for better visual, and we will apply the same gray color. And now in the next step, we have to represent the background story, or you can say the background logic of our logo. For this purpose, simply select this logo mark, and to duplicate it, simply hold down your left mouse button, then hold down the alternate key and drag it like this. And now we will simply reduce the size of this logo mark. For this purpose, again hold down your left mouse button and shift key and drag it like this. And now we will make 3 different copies. So again hold down your left mouse button, then hold down the alternate key and drag it like this. Again hold down your left mouse button and also alternate key and drag it like this. Now select all of these parts, right click and select ungroup. Now we have to zoom in our page to have better visual. So simply press Z on the keyboard and zoom in like this. Now deselect all of these parts by simply clicking on the white area. Then we have to select these 3 rectangles. So first of all, hold down the shift key, then left click once at this, also this one and this one. And now we have to reduce the opacity. So simply go to Windows and select Transparency and reduce the opacity to 20% and press enter. Now in this way we can represent our client that this part represents the initial letter P. And in the next step we will represent that this part represents a leaf. For this purpose, select the pen tool, left click once at this intersection point and drag your mouse cursor at this position and again left click. Then again select the selection tool, hold down the shift key and left click on this shape. Now again go to Windows and select Pathfinder. And this time select this divide. Now right click on the shape and select ungroup. Then deselect both of these parts by clicking on the white area. Then again hold down the shift key, select this divided part and also these rectangles. And again reduce their opacity to 20% and press enter. And now for this one, simply select this part and reduce its opacity to 20% and press enter. Now select the type tool, left click and simply write letter P. Select these alphabets and from this menu select semi-bold. Then select the selection tool and to reduce its size, simply hold down your left mouse button at this handle, then hold down your shift key and drag it like this. And now to apply the same color scheme, simply select this eyedropper tool and click on this shape. Now again select the selection tool, hold down your left mouse button at this one, then hold down the alternate key and duplicate it like this. And now again select the type tool and simply write leaf. Now this part represents the leaf. We can further explain that this leaf is used to represent the sustainable process. For this purpose, again hold down your left mouse button, then hold down the alternate key and drag it like this. Select the type tool and simply write sustainability. Now again select the selection tool and reduce its size like this, because this one is the secondary part. Now select both of these parts, again hold down your left mouse button, then hold down the alternate key and drag it like this. Again select the type tool and simply type histogram. And histogram is used to represent the investment process. Now select these parts, then hold down the shift key and click once on this one. Then from the Pathfinder menu, simply select align, and from the align to select align to key object. And then select your key object and simply select horizontal align center like this. Now simply minimize this menu by clicking on this cross icon and also this one. And to reset your page view, simply select Ctrl+0. In this way, you can represent your client the logo mark and also the background story of the logo. Now we will assign some colors to our logo as per the client requirements. Now simply select this one, and to change its color, simply select this fill menu and write your hex code. Like in this case, I want to change it to 00A1FF and select OK. And for this typography, again select, and this time select the value to 214478 and select OK. And now if you want to align all of these parts at the center of the page, so simply select all of these parts, right click and select group. Then go to Windows and select align. From the align to, simply select align to artboard. Then select on this one which says horizontal align center, and also on this one vertical align center like this. And now this is for today's logo design process. This video is a bit lengthy because I tried to demonstrate each and every step in the simplistic way. Now you can share your thoughts about the design process in the comments section, that whether you liked it or not, or if you want to suggest any modifications. And if you think that this video helps you in some way, then like and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.